Hey everyone, welcome back to another World of Warships Blitz video. So, we got Kii in the shipyard now, and I've had some people ask some questions about it. Some of you might remember about 4 or 5 months ago, Kii was in a crate, and I just recommended don't spend gold on Kii. Not gambling for a 1% chance to get the ship. To me, that's not worth it. Now, with it being in the shipyard, it's worth a look. You know, it's technically free, although it takes time to accumulate the resources. But I believe it's copper and steel, so that's not horrible. And if you're interested in, let's just put it this way, something different. You know, I'm not going to sit there and say Kii is a great ship. It's not. It's not a bad ship either, though. It's just, well, let's be honest. It's somewhat average. It's playable. All depends on, like what you're going to get out of the ship is what you put into it. How much skill, how much patience, and like positioning knowledge do you have? You wrap all that stuff together, and you really can make this ship pretty competitive at the tier. Before my life went awry, before Rule of the Waves, actually I was considering playing this in Rule of the Waves. So that tells you what I think of it. It is a capable ship. Also helps I've got Yamamoto to put on here. APCS Plus, the Citadel Strike, real just all around a good, precise aim Japanese commander. You can't get any better than that. So my thoughts are, guys, if you struggle with Amagi, maybe you don't want to get this ship. Or maybe you struggle with Amagi and you want to learn how to play it and level up a Japanese commander at the same time. Kii's not a bad one if you're a little short on Japanese premiums. Main guns are respectable. 21-second reload, little over 14 kilometers. Respectable main guns. Not quite as accurate in my eyes as Amagi, but it's definitely workable. The thing you got to remember about this ship, and this one got me, is having the auto secondaries and torpedoes. You can't let that. Determine how you play the ship. It still needs to be played back. It still needs to be a second line ship. Sniping, using its speed to maneuver around the map, kiting away from enemies if possible, but you don't want to get into a brawl with stuff with this thing. So, just something to keep in the back of your head. If you do get it, obviously elite gun operator is the only way to go here. I've done the battle honor so long ago. Destroy 2 enemy battleships in a battle. Could take you a few, especially with all the fun stuff floating around here now. The camouflages. Whenever I bought this ship, this is the camo that came with it, the koi camo. It's I don't know. Like I said, I think it really kind of hosed me to start when I started playing this ship, because I really kind of, I don't know, people weren't used to it, and having a little extra secondary battery firing range, having a little extra range on your torpedoes, it put me in bad positions. The historical camo would be perfectly fine with this, and it, to be honest with you, at some point we'll get some better free camos up here to work with. Again, guys, it's not a great ship, but it's not a bad ship. I got a game for you, and it's like the stars aligned, and it was the absolute perfect setup for the ship. Where I spawned at, how the enemy moved around. So I'm going to put that game up for you and show you how the ship works in ideal conditions. And at some point I'll revisit, Amagi and Kii and show you how the ships work in not ideal positions. So with that, let me get the gameplay up for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright. Sanzang, Bismarck, Atlantico, St. Louis, Wichita. 2 bots, but got an Atlantico in here. Let's see what we get out of this. And perfect. We're on cage, domination, and we're in the best spot possible. So we can go right through C-cap. And we got a split with us. Yeah, this is a good setup for us.
Capture area C.
Even better, the splits between the split and the aircraft carrier, we're gonna be able to see what's out there. All right, who is that? I'm looking for the Atlantico. All right, Atlantico's way out there, so this really is setting up nice for us. All right, bot trash can and the Vermont and the Wichita. Even better, we got the Wichita with us, so we don't have to stress the little bot here. In theory, we'll dunk torpedoes out. Maybe we'll get lucky and knock one into a bot. Doubtful though. All right, let's get this guy out of the way. All right, and they're all bunched up over in A-cap. So I mean, this is, like I said, this is perfect. So, you know, normally with Key, I'd want to be... Well, you want to be mobile with this ship. You want to keep yourself at distance, you know, if need be, kite away. But at this point in time, I can just kite around and just use my speed to get around on the other enemy ships. We're going to slow down so we can get a shot into this Wichita before we go behind the island. He should be right about there, I think. 6, that's not bad. By the time we reload, we should be out behind this island. We'll get another... maybe we can get a kill shot into him. Other nice thing is we should be able to harass the aircraft carrier now.
Enemy ship locked.
Yeah, we were able to clear the island. We're going to get the... Somebody should finish him off, I would think.
Enemy aircraft incoming.
Yeah, I'll do it. He's trying to heal up. Maybe I can get the kill shot on him. We'll get the guns turned because we know the CV where he's at. He's behind that island over there. Yeah, well, we didn't get to Wichita, but he's done. Like I said, we know the CV's right behind that island, so... I also want to get in a little bit closer because I know we got, like I said, we got Atlantico over here now pushing in. All right, we're just going to let the CV stew out there. We got to deal with Atlantico. All right, so we're going to put the precise aim up. We're going to see if we can drop some shells onto Atlantico's deck. All right, we got the island in front of us. We got to be a little careful with that. You know, we're in auto secondary range of him. Dunk the torpedoes out. I mean, we're getting nice, healthy full pens on him. There's some half pens in there, but it's still nice. We're getting some nice numbers out of that. I don't know if I'm hit him with the torpedoes or not. I have to start thinking about slowing down. Oh, we got one in a flood. Nice. I do have to start... Oh, we're turning in. Let's just slow down because St. Louis might have torpedoes out. Let's get the kill on Atlantico. Ooh, got a fire on him. Nice. All right, I mean, we're so healthy right now. We haven't even had to use a healing kit here. So we should be able to deal with St. Louis, no problem. I mean, the CV's still out there. Maybe we'll get a torpedo drop into him, too. Let's see, where's he at? Yeah, let's dunk him out here. Widespread him. See, Nah, he's going straight out. We're just going to sit here, hold the cap, and then trying to figure out which the best way to be able to get shots onto that Bismarck. The CV's still out there on the other side of A-cap, too. We still got a minute left, over, a minute and a half left, so... Alright. And Bismarck, when I peeked around, had some health still. Let's get St. Louis out. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to dodge those torps. That's a shame. Alright, St. Louis out. Alright. That Bismarck, he's pretty much... He should be done. Well, now the question is... Yeah, and he's going to be out of my range anyways. Backed up in the corner. The question is, can we get shots on Shenzhen? Where is he? He's too far out of my gun range. The only thing I can do is try to get up to full speed and hope he's turning into me a little bit. Yeah, he's behind that aisle, and we'll try one more pot shot that way. Maybe I'll get another opportunity, another blind shot in him. But yeah, Kii. Use the island to hopefully block some torpedoes. If he's going to drop on me, I'm not sure. I mean, it doesn't really matter. He can't save this game. Yeah, I mean, that's Kii. You got to see it against Atlantico, so that's a good thing. Yeah. Take a peek at what we did, and like I said, give you guys another look at the Kii since it's in the shop now. No Citadels. That's depressing. Got the two torpedo hits, so that's not too bad. Top of the team by far. Like I said, it's a pretty good representation of Kii, and at least we got to show you guys Kii's main guns versus Atlantico. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed it.